Welcome to the secret of the stars. Once upon a time, there were 4 cute little rabbits named Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottonball Tail, and Peter. They lived with their mommy rabbit in a sandbank under the roots of a big fir tree. One morning, Mama Rabbit said to the bunnies, "Babies, today you may go out into the field or play along the path, but you must not go to Mr. McGregor's garden, where your father met with misfortune and was made into a pie by Mrs. McGregor. Now, go and play, and don't be naughty, Mama is going out." When she had said this, Mother Rabbit put on her basket, took up her umbrella, and went through the woods to the bakery. She bought a loaf of black bread and 5 currant loaves. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottonball Tail were good rabbits, and they went down the path to pick blackberries. And mischievous Peter, once again, darted towards Mr. McGregor's garden, squeezing under the garden gate as he had done last time. As soon as he entered the garden, Peter's eyes lit up. The carrots he hadn't gotten to taste last time were showing their orange heads and seemed to beckon to him. Peter's mouth watered with desire, and he immediately ran over and ate several of them with relish. Next, he found a field of watery spinach, so he also nonchalantly feasted on it. But before he could eat for long, Peter felt that his stomach was not feeling well, probably because he had eaten too much too quickly. Just then, he heard familiar footsteps. Mr. McGregor carrying a hoe appeared. Peter was so scared that his heart jumped into his throat and he ran away. In his panic, Peter fell in the cabbage patch, managed to get up and keep running, and accidentally hung a sock on the tomato rack. By the time he got to the potato field, the other sock had fallen off. Without his sock, Peter ran faster, but he still panicked and completely forgot where the exit was. As he ran, Peter ran headlong into the net used to protect the raspberries. He struggled desperately, but the net got tighter and tighter, and his brand new backpacking pants got hooked. Peter cried out in despair, and his cries attracted some kindly robins. The robins chirped and encouraged him. "Peter, don't give up, just twist and turn and you'll be free." Encouraged by the robins, Peter exerted all his strength and finally broke free from the net, but only his backpack pants stayed on the net. He couldn't care less about the pain, and rushed into the tool shed. The tool shed is full of all kinds of farming tools. Peter saw a barrel in the corner, and jumped into it without thinking. Mr. McGregor heard the commotion, walked into the tool shed, and began to search carefully. He turned each pot over and looked at it, muttering, "You little muckraker, you must be hiding in here." Peter hid in the bucket, not daring to breathe, shivering with nervousness. Suddenly, a small spider crawled up Peter's nose, and he couldn't help but sneeze a big sneeze, achoo. Mr. McGregor immediately followed the sound and reached out to grab Peter. Peter, quick as a flash, jumped out of the bucket and out the window, but accidentally knocked over a few pots of flowers. The window was too small for Mr. McGregor to get through, so he stomped his feet and turned around to go back to work. Peter sat on the floor, breathing heavily, his heart still pounding. He was dirty, tired, and scared, and had no idea where to go. After resting for a while, Peter got up and continued to look for a way out. He saw a small door in the wall, but it was locked, and there wasn't enough room underneath for him to get through. At that moment, a little mouse was dragging a peanut, struggling to pass through the door. Peter hurriedly asked, "Little mouse, do you know how to get out?" Little Mouse, mouth stuffed with peanuts, slurred, "I don't know, ah." Peter was anxious and sad, tears in his eyes. He tried to walk around the garden, but the more he walked, the more confused. Walking, he came to a small pond. The water in the pond is crystal clear, a few small fish swimming in the water. A big turtle was lying on the stone sunbathing, saw Peter, slowly raised his head to look at him, and closed his eyes again. Peter didn't dare to disturb the big turtle and continued walking. Suddenly, he heard the sound of a hoe hoeing the ground, and was so frightened that he hurriedly hid behind a clump of bushes. When the sound stopped, he cautiously peeped out and saw that Mr. McGregor was turning his back to him and weeding a vegetable patch not far away, and the garden door was behind Mr. McGregor. Holding his breath, Peter gingerly made his way out of the bushes and then crept along a row of petunia bushes towards the garden gate. Just as he was about to reach the door, Mr. McGregor seemed to sense movement and turned his head. Peter, not caring so much, sprang forward and squeezed out from under the garden gate. Peter ran furiously, without looking back, until he got back to his home by the big fir tree. He was so tired that he collapsed on the soft sand of the rabbit hole, and did not even want to open his eyes. Mother Rabbit was busy in the kitchen and was heartbroken and helpless when she saw Peter's sorry state. "Peter, why did you go to Mr. McGregor's garden again? Look at you, your clothes and socks are gone." Peter breathlessly told his encounter to his mom. While making Peter a bowl of warm herbal soup, the mother rabbit said, You must be obedient next time, it's too dangerous in the garden." Peter nodded his head obediently. After drinking the herbal soup, Peter felt much more comfortable. In the evening, Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottonball Tail ate bread, milk, and blackberries and chatted happily. Peter didn't have much of an appetite, but he felt warm inside as he listened to his family's laughter. He secretly vowed that he would never sneak into Mr. McGregor's garden again, and would be an obedient little bunny. Before long, Peter went into sweet dreams with this determination. Do you like this story? Follow me. Here is a treasure land of fairy tales. Moreover, there are numerous long-form bedtime fairy tales on the homepage, which, like magic, weave sweet dreams for you to listen to.